All right, so it's finally time for me to classify everything that I ate and drink in my Singapore and Taipei trip that finished about a week ago. And so this is going to be a bit of my remembering self, ranking all of these. I have, I think it's going to be fairly consistent to how I was rating things at the time. I didn't keep like strict notes on everything, but definitely on mental notes. And I'll explain a bit how the theory, how I'm thinking about this theory system, and I have a couple of kind of benchmarks here. I do expect this to be somewhat controversial, probably the benchmark more controversial than anything I'll show here. And given that probably a good amount of people have tried all these and can have different opinions. But yeah, I'm looking forward to everything, anything that you disagree or you think that I did not give something a proper chance or it may have been a different kind of quality of what you usually have or whatnot. Happy to hear all kinds of comments, suggestions. Yeah, so that's excited for that. I will start in a bit. I'm doing this in Miro, of course. I did not find a tier template, so I may publish this as a template. I'll try to do that after. And the other thing that I'll try to do is that I'll try the talk track feature. This is not going to work properly because it's not made for changing the board as you go, but I'm curious what happens when you have a pretty long recording. I don't know how long this is going to take. Hopefully not too long, but just so you have an idea, if I laid out all the pictures of what I'll rank, let's see how this shows up. Yep, it's about this many. So you can get a bit of a teaser here. But we'll get back to this. The other thing that I'll be doing is that I'll be trying some things live. I have some snacks that I brought that I'll rank towards the end. Some different things and a couple of things more, some mochi, and that I have already tried, so you'll not get my first reaction. But there's one thing that I brought from Singapore that I have not had the chance to try yet. Salted egg fish skin. I tried another version of this that is not fish skin but like potato, which was pretty good. So I'll get to this at some point, and you can see like a live reaction. Let's see. Hopefully it's a high ranked one. All right, so I'll start the talk track, and we can see how this goes. Cool. The video is not gonna work properly, but that's not really the point. The video won't work so well because I'm using this to record this video, so it's kind of messing up with it. All right, let's get started. So first one, hopefully it's not gonna lag too much. Why can't? Oh, I can't. Okay, never mind. I cannot edit the board as I'm doing the talk track, so let's not do that. Cool. All right, let's get started. So first of all is just arriving in Taipei. We had this bolo bun. This is kind of how it looked like. It's a bit distracting with a lot of pictures behind, but let's go for it. This is kind of like a brioche bun with very crusted outside and a very oozy hot butter inside. Really nice shop as well. This was right close to our place in Singapore. And actually, before as I think of rating this, so basically, the idea of the tier system here is more or less the following. So let's start off with SS. I think SS, and I'm putting here the Hema Roquefort as benchmark. SS is something that my first bite or reaction generally is like, wow, this is next level. I haven't eaten something this good in a long time, or is I rarely eat something this good. Is something that just thinking about it makes my mouth already watering a bit just thinking about this, and that I would definitely have it a bunch of times over again if possible. So this is about like what I would put as S tier, and it can be like, let's say if you were on a 1 to 10 rate like grade, it would probably be like a 9 to 10. S is slightly below that, so still really really good. Something that will go off of my way to have it, but not something that I'll be necessarily dreaming about, or I don't know, not to that next grade level. A, I think it's something that is quite good. Is something I'll definitely repeat and eat multiple times if possible, but not something I'll go really out of my way to get it. But yeah, high rated, definitely solid options. Something I would probably pick in the menu again, and so on. B, I think this is kind of like the average, the benchmark, something is good. I'm a fan. I definitely eat it, enjoying it, but it's not not usually noteworthy, and not something that I would recommend necessarily. Of course, I'd say people that come to Amsterdam, they should try bitterballen, because it you generally just find that here, as far as I know. But yeah, it's not something that you're gonna eat and like, wow, this is incredible. Yeah. C is something that, yeah, is generally going to be bland, not bad, but not something exciting. Probably not something I will repeat, and occasionally eat, of course. Not something I'll be like, no, I don't want this, or rather just fast instead of eating. When it goes into D, that's generally going to be, yeah, incredibly niche. Maybe there at some point I would have a craving and try again to see if I still dislike it. But yeah, not something I look forward to eating in uh, like at all. And then E is something I will actively avoid. I don't have anything in the Dutch cuisine that I think like the drop. I don't know if it's D or E, maybe depending on the drop. But yeah, I don't think I have great E benchmarks here. And I'll see, but I don't think there was anything in the trip that fell into the E category as well. There were definitely some D's though. All right. Having said that, let's get into it. Champion Bolo Bun. This was incredible. This was really really good. What a start of the trip. I really wish and consider going back again during the trip. I did not do that. We did not do that during this trip. In general, we're just trying new stuff. Not really going back for repeats, but definitely consider multiple times. I would put this for now. I think this goes into the S tier. High S tier though. The tiers I think I'm not sure how much I'll shuffle here this time around, but the idea is that towards the left is kind of higher rated within S. Depending on how easy it is to move things around these tables, I'll try to keep track. I'll not add notes as we go through the video. I'll do that after. So quite a good start of the trip. This was incredibly warm, oozy, nice, buttery, nice hit of kind of sugary on top, but like a bit of the saltiness with the butter. Wow, this was a treat. I would definitely have this many times if I could get this in Amsterdam for breakfast or just a snack. Wow, I'm kind of glad this isn't around because not the healthiest thing. Second meal in Singapore, just as arriving as well, we went to get the famous Hainanese rice dish. We did not get the ultra famous one, Tian Tian. It was already closed. This was at like 7. We just barely got this one. This Atian, which was a guy that worked at Tian Tian before, and I had already researched that is pretty much the same. And you don't have hours of queue like the Tian Tian. We just got like pretty much immediately. This was good. Um, this is a dish that is, I think, overhyped. The like yes, is it good chicken? Is it good rice? It's good overall, but is it worth queuing up for this? No. And there are definitely better other things to eat in hawker centers. So I would say this is actually B tier. I think this is blend, and I would not go out of my way to repeat it. And going to a hawker center, this is not gonna be in the top of my list to have. So yeah, there you have it. Overhyped. This juice, I don't think I did not I didn't take a picture of this separately. This was calamansi, the first calamansi juice in the trip. I'll rate some other ones, so no, this wasn't like super noteworthy, but really good. Calamansi juice, highly recommend. You'll see some coming up again. Then we went over for ice cream. Birds of Paradise, very famous or noticeable shop in Singapore. These were interesting flavors. We had like peanut, hazelnut. This was white chrysanthemum, which is floral stuff. I don't remember. And I don't remember what else I had, but it was also kind of floral. I asked the person to recommend some flavors. It was good. Not amazing. I think the texture of the ice cream is pretty good. This is a decent shop, but I don't know. It was not impressed. I didn't. I ate only half of these. It was definitely nice because of the warmth of Singapore, but um, I'd say C rating actually. Yeah, definitely better options. Wouldn't repeat. No, wouldn't necessarily recommend Birds of Paradise. I think there's probably better other shops around as well. After that, we went over for Potato Head right across our hotel. Definitely top recommended bar. For now, I think I'll save the drinks for later, and I'll just put them on the side. I will not put them on the same. But yeah, they're very famous for the drinks. The service was okay, and things were okay. Nothing really noteworthy there, to be honest. But it's definitely a good spot, and it was right across our hotel. We had some satay with fries. First satay of the trip. Very nice condiments, but yeah, probably bitterballen ish level. Nice side, nothing too crazy to rave about. So, not a B rated. Then the next morning, we went for Yakun Kaya toast, the original. A bit of a mistake happening to go to the original place, which is not really original because it has moved many times in the past decades, but you do get a pretty sizable queue. We had to wait like 30 minutes in the queue for this meal, which is like, since it's a chain, it's kind of ridiculous. We should have just gone to another one, but hey, we were already there. This is Kopi C, which is kind of iced, so hot coffee with milk. Again, drinks I'll save for later actually, so I'm not going to that. Whoa, and we don't have. Okay, things are not necessarily in order here, but at some point we'll get the cat toast coming up again. This was lunch at Lau Pasat Hawker Center. Quite nice. This was actually, we were struggling because so many things were closed at the time for a lunch break, and this was one that we got from a random stall, really, that was not really warm. Some okra, uh, fried chicken, and some noodles. I gotta say, like this being like the average whatever something from the hawker center, probably not, probably about as like, yeah, you can definitely always get better than this. This was B tier. If it was warm, high B tier. Granted, it was not warm, but it was still pretty good. I say low B tier. I already put in the second row here because it was not higher rated. I'll give it some space. This was nice. This is one that got away. I'll have to delete this picture. I saw this White Rabbit stand. Courtney has been recommending these. I did not grab one because I thought I would come across it many times over in the trip, and I never saw them again. So, what a pity. Then we have Srinath recommendation Thunder Tea Rice. I got the combo, so the tandoori tea rice with the basil pesto, basil chicken, yeah, something like that. This was really good. This was definitely very unique. The chicken was highlight for me. This sauce is not as intense as I'd hope. It does give some wetness to the mix of like vegetables, nuts. You see some fish. It is quite nice. I did not eat everything because I was already kind of full from eating all the stuff, but I'd say this is a high B tier. I think maybe I would have gone for A if I was more hungry at the time, but definitely something I would repeat. The chicken was this was amazing actually. So this was A tier. This was high B tier. I'll put in the lower scale of the A tier. I'll put in the lower scale of the A tier. Definitely quite unique indeed. This was Hokkaido cheesecake, right next to the stalls that we were just showing. I was just showing. This was really good. We have a video that this thing's like super wiggly, super soft. I'll have another picture showing kind of how it looks from the inside. This was A, A tier. This was A tier stuff. This is incredibly soft. It really, really, really soft. Um, I'll definitely have some of these cheesecakes again. Another point. This was egg tart. They're from the same shop. Also, I'll actually put in the same because it's somewhat similar. And it's the same shop, same rating. Let's keep it simple. Highly recommend as well. You can see a shot with the post bites. This thing just wow, so soft, so gentle, the taste and everything, and this so creamy as well. The good stuff. I would be having these multiple times were they available in Amsterdam. All right, another drink. I will separate these two after, but this was soursop, dragon fruit, and sugar cane with lemon. One of the worst rated drinks of the trip. We can get back to it. Now this we go into a meal that we had. The pictures are awful. One of the few kind of restaurants that we went for. I'll rank all of these together, even though there was a big difference in rating here. The desserts were, yeah, I'll actually separate. You know what? Because it was really another level. The desserts in this place called it was a restaurant, a fairly recent restaurant in Singapore that was also in our hotel street. Um, that is kind of French inspired, very nice, trendy stuff. Pricey. The desserts were S tier. This is the first S tier, SS tier. Um, do I put S tier? I'll put S tier because of one thing. They were incredible first bites, but these were not something that like if you're splitting, I would put it as S tier. Eating alone, this was a lot. This was a kind of custard, incredibly crispy outside, oozy inside. Oh, the good stuff. This was a peanut ice cream with some chocolate stuff, and this was kind of peanut, chocolate, banana. They were incredibly packed with flavor, really, really good. Having said that, the food it was high A tier, if not S tier. I think as average, I would put S tier, then we just put the restaurant as a whole, because then that makes it a solid S tier choice for cool. Really recommend that. This was really a treat. This restaurant was really really good. All right, back to more of the usual OC's kind of street. This was our second breakfast in Singapore. So this was a bunch of viennoiserie from across the street. This was just benchmark croissant to check, almond, hazelnut, pain au chocolat. They call it croissant, but it's pain au chocolat. This was a Queen with the miso and seaweed. This was incredible. And behind here, I wish I had. Oh yeah, I do have a better picture. This was kind of like a muffin shaped, but donut paste, not donut, like croissant feuilleté. Um, really nice. This bakery was top notch. A tier, A tier. That was a solid A tier right there. Kyongsake Bakery. If you're around Kyongsake Road in Chinatown, Singapore, they have my recommendation. I think it was not cheap, but it was like Amsterdam priced. So yeah, the coffee, this was coffee O iced. It was quite good. Not super noteworthy, but yeah, these were very interesting, and they had a lot of different options that I wanted to try. It was hard to choose. All right, another drink. This was in the botanical garden. One of the top drinks actually in the trip. If you see this stuff, come back. I'll rate it after. I'll rate this one after as well. Not noticeable. Yeah, we're definitely kind of out of order here for some reason. I thought it would have been in the order. This is still Singapore though. So this was in a Michelin star restaurant called Candle Nut, something like that. I'll check. This was satay, our appetizer there. Wowzers! This was incredible. This is the best satay I've ever had by a long shot. It was insane, insane. I did not have that many satays yeah, I didn't try satay that much in the trip. Fortunately, because like in another place you need to buy a bunch of them. Like Lo didn't really want to eat them, and it was a bit of a waste. So I just had some when possible. This thing was SS or S rating. I'd say SS rating actually. This was really unfortunately we were four, so it was one per person here. I would have eaten 20 of these. Wow. Yeah, this was something. I wish. Wow. Yeah, we had this great here. The spiciness was amazing, amazing. So soft. And this was the meal there. We had a bunch of different kind of. This was wagyu hendan. This was chicken kind of curry, let's say. Um, and this was another. This was pork in some Peranakan style, which is like Malay Chinese. I don't know. It's very traditional Singapore stuff. They were delicious. This restaurant is. This was all S tier. I have to say. Yep, deserve the star for sure. This was not super expensive. This was um, like what for a person there was like equivalent of 50 or 60 euros. And if you get the a la carte and choose wisely, highly recommend. This was in Dempsey Hill. I'll try to put the maps after. Oh, this was something else there as well. There was kind of with tofu and okra, I think, something like this. It was nice, but I don't remember it being super great, like or noticeable, but as rated as the other ones. What? Did the images disappear? What? Um, That's a first. Cool. This was dessert there. This is traditional. Yeah, Singapore. I don't even know if it's Singaporean or whatever, but this looks weird as hell. It doesn't look that bad here. The traditional ones you find are super colorful, like flashy green, black, and white. It looks disgusting in the strong colors. It tastes way more bland than what it looks like. It does not. It is just like very gentle stuff, iced, like cold and kind of gooey, chewy. It's nice. I'd actually separate this as low A tier. low A tier. A bit coconutty, which I'm not a fan. Probably we were with the local that she was saying that this is probably the best one she's had. So I suspect any other variations of this to be lower ranked, but I did not try one kind of random one to assess. This is pretty ordinary juice. One of the snacks, one of the first ones, this like onion, yeah, chips, crisps. I don't know the best the rings. Uh, they were nice. They were nice. I'd say bitter ballen grade, um, repeatable, not super noteworthy. Some coconut use, plenty of coconuts. Okay, and then this was something else. This here was the best meal of the trip potentially. We'll see if I get back. This was god tier. Dandan noodles. I don't know exactly what's the difference. In Enishi, Singapore, this was recommended by an old colleague of mine as the must do in Singapore, and she was 100% correct. This was incredible stuff. All the ingredients coming from Japan. They serve 100 of these per day. We were kind of there, kind of. I saw what time it opened, and I was just there. I don't know. I don't think there's like large queues or anything. It is a very small place. They have like 6 seats or something, but it goes. They kick you out within 30 minutes. So it goes kind of fast. It's in the middle of like a random mall. They were in the Michelin Guide, I think, as well. This was incredible, incredible. It was super heavy afterwards. It felt like eating 3 times the volume somehow. But every single ingredient, every single bite was, wow, heaven. I will be dreaming about it. In fact, I ordered tantan noodles today for lunch to try to see how these would compare. Not even close, like 3 tiers below, or a tier, 2 tiers below. This was, yeah, this takes the crown. I'll already shuffle left here because this was just absolutely next level. Highly, highly, highly recommend. They add the kind of dessert along with it, but yeah, this is a nice kind of chocolate truffle. It is a nice break post the noodles. Yep. All right, another snack. This was a C tier snack. This was a pretty shitty snack. Don't recommend. Not even gonna spend. This was also a pretty shit tier from 7-Eleven. I think both of these. Durian. So this was the first encounter with durian in this trip. Um, this I was kind of looking for durians, trying to be on the lookout. I thought I would pick it up from the smell from far, which that wasn't the case. So durian smell highly overrated. I don't think it's different from jackfruit almost at all in terms of power. It's definitely worse, but not substantially different. I think it's highly overstated or overrated in terms of smell. In terms of taste, though, the backstory here is that it was a random stall on the street selling durian to tourists for a probably jacked up price. The guy was kind of trying to scam us into paying more than what it was showing and saying like, "Oh, sorry, I got confused." I tried. It tastes not terrible, but it tastes like raw garlic and onion pureed, and you're just eating that raw, which is not pleasant at all. But it's not like I'm not gagged from that. Um, a local stopped by and said he loves durian. He was asking how was the experience, first time trying, blah blah blah. And then he asked if he could try it just to gauge, and I said, of course, please do. And he said it was not ripe, probably way below average durian. So I this is probably what maybe the worst rated thing in the list. Yeah, I'll put Hero as the only one in D for now, but maybe it would go into E tier. I would not eat this kind of durian state again ever. If this goes into a meal as spice, I don't know, to complement something, maybe it works, but yeah, pretty not good, not good. This was one of the best lychee drinks. We'll get back to that potentially. This was airport Singapore, Singapore's airport, Changi. Um, Cam's Roast, the place. I was checking online were the best things to. Well, actually, no. This was I just was we were walking around Changi and we are pressed on time and need to find a spot to eat pretty quickly. So just kind of scanning through and see kind of what seems noticeably good and I want to try. This was one. We sat down and after sitting down, I was checking like what are other options. Maybe I would have missed out on. This is one of the top ones. Seems in the airport. This was roasted pork and duck with the noodles. They were both incredible. The crispiness of the pork skin, wowzers, wowzers. This was insane. I'd say this was S tier. A dish like this, S tier. Duck. I wish I would have had more of these. Not in this fancy place. It wasn't that expensive, but not in a fancy place, not like a hawker center. To try to compare, I don't think it would be super different. They're this like the crust and the duck is fairly standard stuff. S tier this one, and I would expect like the lowest this could go is like A tier in a decent hawker center as well. Definitely a one to repeat. Now this though, I asked on the side. This is like some weird sausage that is super cured and sweet, but it's made of intestines and blood. Really weird taste. Really weird taste. I did not. I ate like two of each, three of each, just to see if I was not like tripping of how weird that tasted. Definitely D tier. I'll not order these again at all. Pretty weird and disgusting. It did not go well with the food. Yikes. Yeah, I was just drinking to get rid of the taste. Um, Not as bad as durian though, so I'll grant it that. So the durian was worse. Um, all right, then we had also in the airport churros. This is a shop called La Lola, which apparently is from Philippines and mix of Philippine Spanish, Filipino Spanish. I did not capture here, but they have a chocolate sauce that came with it. That was the most well balanced, nice tasting chocolate dip I've ever had. The churros were the best churros I've probably also ever had. This was really good. We came back for more, and we probably would have done once we were in Changi again. And we tried to get it a third time, but it was just closing. As rated. As rated. If you're in Changi, stop by. This thing is delicious. Delicious. This is on the fast food section. Pretty quick and easy to get. Nice stuff. This was a kaya croissant from Changi as well, from a coffee place, Bacha something like a very fancy Moroccan place, and they were selling. I was getting a coffee, so they had a kaya a croissant. I had to try it. This was not good. This was not good. This was not good croissant. The kaya was not good. It was too much. This was a C rated. This was a C rated. Not order this at all again. Not disgusting, but yeah, not nice. Not a nice thing. This was Eva Air meal on the way to Taipei. This was surprisingly good. Um, The salad was legit. This was very juicy chicken with date and kind of something. This was a pretty decent meal. It was still bland, but for plain level, I was surprised. I'll put it like low B tier. Then we get into the Taipei night markets. There are still some things missing from Singapore that will show up. And we go back to Singapore, so that will come. This was Q beef, the first thing I tried straight away, arrived in the market, no risk, great like Angus Wagyu, I don't know, like great beef, cubed, like torched. You cannot go wrong with this, honestly. This was really, really good, and it goes really well with what I'll show next. This was this was A tier. This was A tier. It's not crazy, but solid choice. If you're in Taipei night market, you're having struggle to find something that doesn't look too crazy for you, go for the cube beef. Can't go wrong with that. Same thing for the sweet potato balls. These things are really, really good. I don't know if we were lucky with this pick here on the this market, but this was it went so well. We would put like one potato and one beef cube in the mouth. Poof. That what a snack kind of meal combo. This was really good stuff. Also A tier, not something that to die for and chase after, but solid option. Then we have this was a S tier one. This is also in the Taipei night market, Ningxia market, close to our hotel. This was the first scallion pancake. Um, Simple stuff, not much elaborate things going on. I should have taken a better picture. This was so juicy, crunchy, well spiced. Wowzers. This was, yeah, a treat from the first stop at the night market. S rated stuff, and I already see that I'll probably need to create a new S rated. This is going fast. Um, then we have peanut ice cream roll. I don't know what's the, I forgot how you properly call this, but this pretty much they have a peanut block that it seems something that we eat in Brazil called pé de moleque, but they scrape it so they have like shaves like this, but like this shave thing here is peanut, and then they roll a very thin wrap with ice cream on it. He said, I guess they put coriander there. Like he asked if I wanted, I said no. That seemed pretty weird. But this was really good. This was really good. I don't think it's S-rated level. Maybe for the uniqueness, you would not get something like this anywhere else. I think. Um, Quite cold. So is if it's really hot, which wasn't at that night, it was kind of pretty cold in Taipei. In a warm summer day, this is absolutely S tier. I'll rank A tier. I'll rank A tier here. Um, if I see these, I'll likely order again. Very likely, but it's not something I'll be dreaming about. Yeah. All right. Pre-standard juice. We'll cover these after. This was okay. This is a yogurt from 7-Eleven. This was pretty trash. This was pretty trash. This was a snack from 7-Eleven. I think this was a B, low B rated. Like Lola enjoyed this, but yeah, nothing special. We'll get some other ones that are better. All right. Wax apple. This was a rack from Alan. That or Alan's wife, I should say. That is a very unique, distinct apple that you can find there in Taiwan. I don't think I saw these in Singapore anywhere, but this was my first encounter with it in Taiwan as I was queuing up for the next thing I'll show here, which was like a 15-minute queue. I was walking about in the market and saw there was a guy selling these by the unit with other very fancy fruits. He charged me €3 for it, which in retrospect was a bit of a scam. Not that much, but I did spot some of these in the supermarket after for 30 for the €1 each, let's say, more or less. Not that bad, but I don't know if these were substantially better than the other ones, but these were really good. These are probably the best apple I've had because they are so crazy. They just have one small seed that you can spot and easily take off. And if I increase this, you can see that the texture is totally different than apples. It is very waxy outside. The skin is totally different. Has this transition phase here that I don't know, like, and it is very like airy inside. This was incredible. Very glad that I got recommended this. I would have not. It looks pretty bizarre. I don't think I would have gotten this to try if it wasn't for the rec. I'll not put S tier just because it's just a fruit, you know. I don't think this would I'd be like dying to eat these, but solid A tier for sure. Best apple out there. Highly recommend if you spot it. Now this was something. This was our meal that I was said I was queuing for. One of the top on the wish list for Taipei. This was Fuhang soy milk. This was a treat, man. Yeah, this was basically going from top here. This was like uh egg onion pancake, incredible. Not the thing they're most known for, but if you're going there, the queue is massive. Order a bunch of everything and try it out. Everything is delicious, delicious. This was the thing that is like top rated for these Chinese donuts. Um, I ordered the option that it comes within this bread because I also wanted to try the bread, but I didn't eat this at all. The bread after it's pretty doughy. Yeah, don't need to go for it. Try it if you must, but I wouldn't advise. The donut by itself is already really nice, kind of churro style, like style because it's not too similar. By itself is really good, but the huge thing is this soy milk that they offer. That we got the cold one. Both by themselves are already really nice. The combo is insane. This thing soaks up the soy milk like crazy, and the tastes are so nice together. Such a big combo. Definitely SS tier. I'll separate things a bit because this was SS tier. I don't know if you can get this. We did not have anywhere else this kind of stuff. I did see there are some places you could spot sometimes in Singapore, even Taipei. I did not see that many other options. This was definitely SS tier. I wish I could have this every day. Um, the rest, this is a caramel bun, the onion. These were A tier. I don't think this would be S tier. These were a solid A tiers. Um, Not worth the queue for this, but definitely nice to add. This one I was talking with Steven. I may need a separate. I may need. You know what? I'll transform this into the. I don't know how to rate this shit. This was really good, but really weird. This was rice milk. This tasted sweet but full of umami. it was also kind of, I didn't know if this was like dessert or a drink or a breakfast. I I I don't know. I would take sips of this, feel it's weird but tasty, but puzzled, and I kept just taking sip after sip, trying to understand what the hell was going on. I definitely recommend getting it. I don't know how to rank this. I don't know. I, I don't know what to compare it to. If it's a dessert, would it be A? I think. But if it's a drink, it's kind of weird. I don't even know where to put this. I'll just put in the question mark for now at least. But go for it. Definitely go for it. And see if you can solve the puzzle. This goes into the drink. This was I already spoiled it if I don't go to the drink section, but SS tier. This was the best coffee I've ever had in my life, for sure, and the most expensive. This was a 20 euro batch coffee from not batch coffee, but filter coffee from Simple Cafe. Also another top Allen Rack. We went to the flagship store. This was anaerobic geisha, like brewed to perfection. Simple Cafe, they won the World Barista Cups a couple of years ago. Wowzers! This was a such a treat. Um, I'll be dreaming of this coffee for sure. Um, Worth to come back again. Probably not very expensive, but if you're in town and you want test of to give it a shot of very like world class coffee, do it. High rated drink, I'll cover later. One on the top in the trip, very nice. If you see Bessie, this brand in Taipei, go for it. This was a really good meal. Another Allen rack. Wow, yeah, Allen had so many racks by the way. Really good stuff. This was in I forgot Kanju. I don't know, some beef noodle place. I'll put the text after. Lola went for this peanut noodle that I thought it was a very questionable choice. Turned out to be delicious, really nice, really nice. And I went for the main one, the is it I think it's braised pork noodles. I think that's the name, proper name. This was super tender, super delicious, slightly spicy but not too much. The noodles were perfect. This was really these were S tier. These were the S tier place. Highly recommend if you're around Taipei. We didn't have these in other places to benchmark as well, but wow, this was really good stuff. I think they're also Michelin guide. Not sure. Some juicy. These were disappointing. Um, this was before we go there, right after the noodle, you go to get the green onion pancake. A bit down the street. This was really good, but I have to say this was not as good as the night market one. This is they have a standing queue there of like 10 people. I think even in Google Maps that you can see the queue, Google Street View. Um, they're worth the stop. Definitely worth the stop. Lola raved and loved this. What if it was? I think on it would have been on her top rank. Personally, I thought the night market one was better. And these were the only two we had, so I don't know if you can find some equally good ones around. But given the rank and the queue, they're probably distinctively better than the average ones you can get. Um, I put A rated here, A rated stuff. This was interesting. This was a stop on McDonald's for Lola, and I noticed they have chicken, fried chicken, not nuggets, fried chicken. This is like a leg, chicken leg. I don't know. This was really good. This was actually really good. I'd say this is low A rated. McDonald's in Taipei. The chicken. I saw there was one with Korean sauce another time, but I did not go for it. This is low A rate. This is good stuff from McDonald's over there. The juice is also pretty good with like Taiwanese food or something. All right, then we go into some of the snacks. This is pineapple cake, a super famous, it's like known thing from Taiwan. Going for pineapple cake. It, in Taipei 101, I was planning on going to Sunny Hills, but it was kind of out of the way that it wasn't open. They don't have that great opening hours. And I was lucky enough that in Taipei 101 they have stalls, so that is a big wreck. If you're in Taipei 101, which you should definitely go to if you've not been to in Taipei, and if you're around, and they have a pretty big spot of like food below, and you have stalls that sell the two top-rated pineapple cakes in the country, I think, as far as I know. So it was awesome. I tried to stop for these, and we I could benchmark them. They were very similar. The turns out after analyzing a bit that this one is definitely bigger than this one. So even though this one was more expensive, so I think I thought this was overpriced, but it's fairly priced given the size. This was disappointing. I think this pineapple cake is overrated. I think I just had high expectations for it. I thought it was going to be super oozy and gooey inside and very, I don't know, very fresh. But it's more of a, I don't know, fermented. I don't know. Like it's not as fresh and gooey as I thought. It's more kind of sticky. It is good. It is definitely a good treat, and I recommend trying if you're in Taipei. You can see this stuff in other places, I think. So go for it. But yeah, I'm not gonna be dreaming about pineapple cake, but I'll be totally happy if you bring them to me. So I would put high B or low A. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. This is a hard one for me. I was gonna put B rated. As I tried it, I was so disappointed. Now that my expectations have been dropped and I tried a couple ones since, I would just put it in high B. There's better stuff out there. This was another overrated one. This is black pepper pork bun, one of the most notorious Taipei night market treats from Raohead night market. The queues are supposedly huge. I went super late and it was not big. This was overrated by far. This is I would actually put a low B. I would actually put a low B. Controversial things here. Um, they were not super juicy. They were okay. More spicy than I like. It's definitely full of black pepper, which I think was a bit too much on the pepper for me. I don't rate it low because of the pepper, but just because I, I thought I was ready to be mind blown. This thing was gonna be crazy. There's buns all over Taipei, so this being like notoriously distinctively good Michelin guide, I had really high expectations, and they were okay. They were okay. You know, I think if I go back to this market, I don't even know if I would get it again. I don't think. There's other stuff out there. So there's that. Right after this, I got these. What were these things again? It's like rice-based fried. It's like fried mochi, kind of, but kind of weirdly shaped. And then they put the I ordered different ones. There was one that was sesame, oolong tea, and peanut, like sugary stuff. These were quite nice. These were good. I was surprised. The T one I would have ranked. I would have to rank definitely lower. I got because the guy suggested, but yikes, I'm not a fan of oolong tea and like in general, I'm not a fan of tea. And this was weird. This was kind of weird. The T one, but the other ones were quite nice. They were quite nice. I would put high B. I'll put high B. I don't know how common these are to find in night markets, but this was quite nice. What a treat. Um, yeah, I think B covers it. This is oh god, I'm gonna murder the name. Doriaki. I don't know. Something like that. It's like the Japanese style pancakes with red. I got a bunch of different ones: red bean, peanut, and chocolate. I think, or custard as well. I don't remember. They look like uh, Poffertjes, but better. I think these are no. Are they better than Poffertjes? They're about as good. And then this guy was just doing them manually. There's no mold or anything. Yeah, they just pour it perfectly and have this. He kept recalibrating this oven, flipping everything by hand, no assist from the on things like Poffertjes. So I thought this was really cool to see. Um, I don't think you generally see them doing it live. I think it's just gonna be some. You're just gonna buy them ready from the shop or something. Fresh, I think like a stroop waffle. These were quite nice. Not the same grade as stroop waffle though. So I would put it B. I would put it B because it was okay. It was good. Now, this is a funky one. This is the legend. Stinky tofu from a chain store in an art market. I have a video for this. I'll probably add to the board afterwards. The smell of this thing is the worst smelling food I've ever smelled by a long margin, a huge margin. You can smell this from a block away, and the smell is just repugnant. It smells like it's hard to come up with analogies of how bad this smells, but you know, like I don't know, it smelled like smelly human concentrated stuff. Like if you got the smell like people that haven't showered in 30 days and they're disgusting and somehow you concentrate that and you boil it. Oh, that thing smelled so bad. It was disgusting. The taste is not bad. The taste is you taste more the spice. It's fairly spicy, and you kind of have the taste of the tofu. The texture wasn't that great, but the whole thing you have to keep fighting the damn smell that is repugnant. So yeah, I would. I thought I would rank this higher than the worst student, but I don't think there was ever a reason to want to eat this. I guess there may be cases where you find such a good stinky tofu with like special, I don't know, prepared super nicely that it will still smell terrible. There's no way, um, because they all smell garbage everywhere in that you walk by. Maybe they'll go into low C. Maybe they'll go into high D, but not for me. Yeah, these should be banned. Like the externality of the smell, that is awful. one of the reasons why I would probably not live in Taipei, but visit. But Jesus Christ, that thing is awful. Thank God we don't see these in Europe. Now, this was an interesting stall. You would just get some seafood and put it on the steak, and that's that. This was pretty shit, to be honest. Like, I got scallops, but they're frozen, and then he puts all kind of sauce on top. I was disappointing. I was disappointed. This goes into the C rank. This was disappointing. Um, Grass jelly juice, I think this is how you call it. Let's see, pure natural allium jelly. Yeah, this was not bad. This was kind of like, yeah, I will put I'll call it dessert and put in the dessert together. Might as well. Um, this was nice. This was definitely a good. I had this one as backup, I think, for the stinky tofu, or was after the stinky tofu or something. They taste like something we had in Brazil that I realized afterwards that is kind of like also jelly that we have for dessert, but with a bunch of liquid. Um, yeah, it's refreshing. I think if considered a dessert, I would put a low B. Um, the consistency is pretty funny. You get some jelly strings. Yeah, it's not bad. It's not bad. Then we go into another Taipei notorious meal that you can now find in different places in Asia because of how notorious this is. Din Tai Fung. Wowzers. This was a really nice meal. Din Tai Fung is a famous chain from originally from Taipei. They have the xiaolong baos, which is like soup dumplings. They're filled with like juicy soup. Oh, my mouth is watering just thinking about. Wow, these were amazing. Um, Everything here was S tier for sure. Everything there was S tier. Service was S tier as well. I don't think anything was SS tier level. Everything was very good, very good. Um, Great texture. The service was great. It is pricey, but not too crazy. Yeah, I think S tier is a fair for the Typhoon. I would definitely go there to eat many times if we had one in Amsterdam, and I'll try out some more Chinese spots. Maybe we have something that is comparable. Probably not, but maybe. This was a. I'll put it as with the drinks. So this was tea at Wolf Tea, top rec from Steven. The teas here, best teas I've ever had. So there's that. I'm not a fan of tea, and these were pretty amazing. Very gentle stuff. I guess they brew it quite nicely. They must, but really good tea. Um, this was a maybe was it the I think it was the only sushi meal I had. Unfortunately, did not have that much time or options to go for another sushi one. But from the fish market, which was just because it was quick, I saw this and it looked pretty juicy, and we had a break to quickly eat them. So why not? I think these were okay. Like the quality of the fish it was clearly good. Execution was okay. It was kind of it's not supermarket. I wouldn't say it's supermarket sushi because it was in the fish market, but and the supermarket sushi there was seeing like Jesus, it looks better than what you can get in restaurants in Europe or Brazil. Um, but I have better sushi. I can have definitely better sushi in Amsterdam, and this was not that crazy good. I would put this as B tier to be fair. Um, Yeah, I think high B tier would be fair. I'll actually shift over the rice because this was way worse than the sushi for sure. Um, maybe low B. Yeah, low B, low B. I cannot rate this below the McDonald's chicken. Come on, low B. For the price, it's not worth it. I think 450 is like 15 euro for this. If you compare it to Amsterdam price, this is good price, but not crazy cheap, you know. So yeah, this was I think the best drink, like canned stuff. This was really good. A bit alcoholic, sour. Oh, this was great. I'll actually look more about this one if I can find somewhere. Um, Japanese strawberries. These are pretty good. The cool thing is that the box they really select like top tier stuff. They all look so consistent in the boxes. You have boxes with massive ones, smaller ones, better than the ones you can find in Amsterdam, probably, but not too much different. Not drastic different. I put a B tier, strawberry. Um, yeah, yeah. I think that's fair. I wouldn't put it A. I think I've had better strawberries here. Yeah. Watermelon juice from the night market. This was a rec from a friend of Lola. When we were in Taipei, she mentioned to stop by and get one if we could. This was really good. I thought like, come on, watermelon juice, yeah. But this was really really good though. I don't know what the fuck is what do they do. Um, but the watermelon was so nice, so sweet, fresh. This was yeah. This was a drink. So I wouldn't rate here, but I'd probably be yeah. It was certainly A tier, borderline S tier. This is fried milk, which is pretty crazy stuff from Taipei. It is very gentle and nice, and yeah, I was a fan. I thought it would be worse. I don't know why, but these are very sweet bites, very nice texture, very cheap. I think this was like less than €1 for 3 balls. Um, I'll totally have these again, and if you have a lot of these, you will not stop eating them. I'm pretty confident. They were very juicy and nice. Is it S tier? I won't do that. I don't think fried milk would go into S tier. I think this is high A tier. I don't know if I got a distinctively good one. Probably not. It's just like fried milk. I don't know if you can really mess that up. I don't know how they do it, but it is right. It's really nice. Maybe just fried milk. And I realize I've been talking a lot and not having the live snacks components. We are clocking in at um, over 1 hour. So let's get to it. Let's try this one I've already had, but just to show you if I can open. Jesus, there it is. These we tried after arriving, and they're really nice. You can hear how crunchy it is. I don't know if it's the. Let me see if you can see this properly. It is kind of hollow. It's like how do I say the suspiro is like egg white with merengue, meringue. I don't know the confusing languages here. And the chocolate layer is quite nice. I'll get to the picture later on. Um, really good stuff. Um, I wish I would have bought more. Mm. All right. The next one here, oyster omelet. I did not know what to expect. It looks disgusting. I'd say it looks pretty disgusting, and I love oyster. Still looks disgusting seeing all the oysters. It's like in a bucket like this. Yeah, just grabbing them with his hand and throw it on the grill with the omelet. It looks awful. It doesn't taste that nice. I have to say the sauce here was the MVP. I think without the amount of he put a massive amount of sauce that I was like, oh, I thought it was like okay, I would barely taste anything apart from the sauce. It's smart move because yeah, the sauce was the most appealing part of this dish. Um, the oysters there don't make any sense to be fair. It's just like randomly throwing oysters in an omelet. It does not blend well. It does not complement it. It was just weird. It was just weird. I would say these. The sauce was good, so I maybe I would put C just because of the sauce. Minus the sauce, yeah, this will not be good. Let's quickly go over another candy snack here. This time's the Kit Kat of cheesecake, pretty funky flavor. I had to buy it once I saw it. I hadn't seen this before, and it's good cut. The texture is the same, but the taste is quite interesting because at first it just seems like white chocolate, and then you truly get cheesy, cheesecakey notes, and you have I think like all Kit Kats a pretty nice or long aftertaste. I'll rank them in a bit, but not too excited about these. Alright, this was a treat. This was in Shilling Night Market, and one I think is the biggest in Taipei. I had seen this on YouTube, fried chicken. I was looking for this specific stall because I think it was one that I saw on the YouTube video. I did not have the name. I was trying to see it by how the street kind of looked like, and I randomly spotted in the end. The This one was SS tier. This one was amazing. What they do is that this is massive, by the way. This is bigger than my hand. Super thin, super crunchy on the outside, super tender on the inside, and the powders that they put are insane, insane stuff. It's like garlicky, like super umami. I think they put a bit more spice than I would have opted for because it's fairly spicy, but it goes so well together, man. It is incredible. If we had these in Amsterdam, I would be eating them once a week, guaranteed. Wow, this was so good. It was so good that I saw another one after that was another stall that they had some more glaze to it. That my thought process was, I am fairly full. I don't want more. I'll probably not eat the one that I currently have entirely. But if there is a chance that there's something that is even better than what I'm eating right now, I need to check it out. So that was the decision making there. It turned out that it was vastly inferior to this one. So I was lucky with this one. Yeah, this is a much better stall because this one was a fatter chicken, so the ratio of crunch to chicken is way lower, and the sauce just was not nearly as good as the crispiness plus the like the powder taste here. So this was 2 tiers below. I think this was low A tier. This was yep, um, as good as the McDonald one. Different, but McDonald one was really crispy and tender, man. So yep, if you're in Taipei night market, this stall try to put the link is the one to go. Then right after this, I had been looking for the mango shave ice cream. I had one place that I'll get to that it was the plan for the mango shaved ice cream, but I was looking for something sweet after these chicken fried chicken stuff that was they were quite spicy, and I randomly encountered this 50-year plus old shop for shaved ice cream stuff that looked pretty good. I went for the mango ice cream, and this thing is incredible. Oh my goodness, this is the best ice base dessert I've ever had in my life. Probably. Absolute A tier. Absolute A tier. Jeez. As I said, I was already full. I just wanted something sweet, and I thought like, I'll get this. It's gonna be amazing, but I cannot eat this whole thing. It's pretty big. I couldn't stop eating this. It was so good and fresh and I would I wish there was. I'll look for if there's one in Europe, I'll go out of my way to have it. And this thing it was killer, absolute killer. I was trying to get another one of these in the trip. I could not find, unfortunately, afterwards anything that looked good or that had mango ice cream because the place that I went didn't have the mango. Oh, I should have had so many more of these in this trip, but too bad for the next time. My leaf, this looked good in 7-Eleven. We thought like, oh wow, this is gonna be tasty, and it was trash can. It was not good at all. I can't say it's as bad as these things here in D, but I'll put it as the low C rated. These were okay. It's like a muffin with red bean. Nothing much. The texture is kind of not great. Um, yeah, it was decent though. It's not as bad as these other snacks here, so it's a low B. It's a low B. Yep. Next to these, man, this is controversial. Next, oh, below the airport, yeah. I'll stand by my decision. The cheesecake that I just had. This was, as I said, it's okay. Not the best Kit Kat flavor for sure. I would not get it again probably, so I'll put it in C tier as well. And speaking of which, let's go for another Kit Kat. I already have a Kit Kat. This one is Daifuku Mochi. Let me see. Can you see that? I'll also get to it a bit later. Just tried the first time since arriving in Amsterdam. Um, Again, texture, Kit Kat, the taste. This is definitely different than any like immediately. You're right, tastes different stuff. It really replicates the taste that I had with the bun from taro bun from Din Tai Fung. Um, yeah, if this is definitely a more distinct Kit Kat. I'll rate it when we get to it. Now, this was a treat. This was such a treat. Just, I want to have this classic dish in Taipei, braised pork rice. This one. Um, it's such a traditional dish that I did not want to go out of my way to have one because the ones I had noted that were pretty like that were recommended were fairly outside of our way. And I spotted this place. I was checking the Michelin guide and I saw that they were recently added. It's a fairly old stall, and it was right next, very close to Longshan Temple. So that was our breakfast, pretty much. Or my breakfast. Well, Lola turned out to eat a lot of this, but not the rest. This was incredible. This was really good. You can see the juiciness here. Oh, this was. It was. Now that I think about it, was this stinky tofu? It cannot have been. It wasn't smelling that bad. But maybe it is. I don't know. If anyone knows if this is certainly stinky tofu, let me know. But I don't remember seeing it in the menu, so I'm supposing it's not the same thing. Um, this was delicious. This was absolutely, absolutely delicious. This was duck egg, bamboo shots, and this is just kind of the full, this one, but the full piece of pork. Wowzers. This was S tier as well. Really, really, really good stuff. I would have this many times. Then we go to another classic Taipei in a bunch of people's list. This is rice flour noodles with the pork intestine from Aichung. Yeah, I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan. It's definitely different. It was definitely some interesting thing, but low B tier. I would not go back for it. It is super cheap. This was like €1. Incredibly fast. That's all they do. But yeah, not worth the stop. The neighborhood is quite nice, so I'm glad that we checked it out. It's a kind of a bunch of shops in Shimen area. Cool to walk around, but now so it's worth to go stop in the neighborhood. Not worth necessarily going for it. If you're around, why not try it? But yeah, not super good. This thing I did not buy, but they gave me a sample. I took the picture before eating and not planning on eating. But it's almond pork paper. I was like, what? Um, I kind of wish I should have bought it afterwards because it is so distinct and it was kind of yeah, it was probably a pretty good snack. I'll put it along in B tier. It's still kind of weird. I don't think I would crave that thing, but it was pretty crazy, pretty cool. I would have to put this as with the drink, but this was a very high rated drink. It was the Taiwanese kind of guava with a bunch of jelly pieces. It was very nice. This is top rated stuff. And the bubble tea, original kind of bubble tea, I forgot the name of the place. Xingfeng Tai, something like this. That randomly bounced on that. Had to order it. This, I'm not a fan of bubble tea, but holy, this was really, really good. It changes the layer, the caramelized sugar on top that they flame it, the tapioca balls, super fresh, super like sweet. It was nice. It was quite nice, and I'll rank this as dessert because this is yeah. I don't think this qualifies as a drink to be fair. And I put low A tier. Very surprisingly to me, I was planning on going for it, but I was pretty confident I would not enjoy it. And yeah, I would order, and I'll probably try some more cases that seem like they might be doing the same thing here in Amsterdam. Yeah, cool stuff. This was random bun that I saw on the street after missing, whoa, after just barely missing closing times for a unagi eel restaurant, and that was pretty sad about. Um, but you see, there was a plot twist that was lucky me that I missed it. Um, these buns, I was curious because it seemed I was hungry, so I just wanted to eat, and I wanted to compare with the black pepper bun. And I had already seen that there was some bun places that were recommended, but also were pretty far. So I was like, oh, let me give this random one a shot because you know, the stall looked legit. This was really good and definitely, definitely better than black pepper bun. This was high A tier. This was high A tier, and yeah, juicy, tender, umami bomb. There was a pork one and a beef one. Both were incredible. Amazing stuff. Get random food in Taipei. These people, they know their street food. This I'll put with the drinks with the ginger tea and some cookies, but the cookies not really noteworthy. Um, da 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 da. Acheng Goose. This was another Taipei treat. Wow, wow. Acheng Goose is a chain that is you see the mascot over here. Yeah, Goose, their specialty. They have this. I think they have a couple of shops in Taipei. I was not. I saw as a rec and I really wanted to try Goose, but I didn't know how good this was gonna be. This was so good. This was so good. The Goose is kind of like picanha from Brazil, but sashimi, but more tender, less salty. Oh, this was incredible. And this was a recommendation from the like the waiter kind of there that I asked him to say like what else should I try. He said go for the sausage. It's our famous mushroom sausage. I had already had these D-rated sausages, so I was like, oh boy, I'm not sure about that, but if you say so, let's give it a shot. And thank goodness I tried these, and I can now say that I will probably try all the sausages from these kinds of restaurants because this was so good. This was incredible, incredible. So tasty, so juicy. The mushroom was wow. This was S tier stuff. Both of these, they were not. Whoops. They were not. I would say SS tier, but they were solid S tier. This was solid S tier stuff. I'm very happy I tried it. Really good stuff. Now, as I said, I was kind of lucky that I missed the other unagi place because I turned out to go later on to because I still wanted to have unagi, and in this place they had so many. I was looking in Google Maps because the one I had recommended flopped, and I spotted that this one seemed to be the top rated one around, and they were just about to open. And I managed to get a spot that turned out to be the best spot that I could just watch them slicing open the eels one by one while they were flapping about, then sticking the meat in the sticks and putting them on fire, putting them on the grill. What an experience! What an experience! This was absolutely delicious stuff. All the sides mixing with the rice. The woman told me like you flip this thing here and then like you use this spatula to get 4 or 5 chunks out, put it here, you close it with the wooden lid to keep it warm and nice. Oh, this was mixed with the seaweed. Wow, 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 wow. This was so good. The tempura was meh. I literally had one bite out of each of these things, so that was not great. But when I ordered, I have to say the woman was like, um, I'm not sure that makes sense to order these as well with the unagi, but I was like, I want to try whatever. So yeah, this was it SS tier though? SS tier experience, S tier food. I think this was really good unagi, but I have to say it's not something that I would be like, yeah, I will not dream about or die to go back. But like the goose, like these ones, super good. Definitely try it out if you're in Taipei and you've never had this kind of experience before with unagi. Um, yep, highly recommend. Cool. This goes with the drink. Pretty crazy that I had never seen this Italian beer before, and it just someplace randomly kind of had it. This was a place that I saw on YouTube. There was a video showing in Taipei, and they're specialized in kind of deep frying some stuff. So you have some pork knuckles and chicken and rice sausage, and these are rice cakes. They were so spicy that it was hard for me to really enjoy it. Very spicy. These were kind of good, but I think these both were B tier. I'll put the spot after. I had such high expectations because the guys were raving about it. Yeah, it was okay. It was okay. I'll put it a low B tier to be fair. I'll not go for it again, but it was nice. It was nice. I'm glad I tried. Now, shower ice. This was a disappointment across the board. Oh, it seemed like the replacement for Ice Monster, which is like a chain, or not chain, but they had like a spot for shaved ice. I was super excited to go to Shower Ice and had the mango ice cream. Yeah, disappointment all around. This was like, what was it? Roasted mochi. This was terrible. The canelé was pretty bad. Worst canelé I've had probably. And this shaved ice with strawberry was all right. Shower ice definitely not in the recommendation list. Yeah, that was not good at all. I'll put it in C actually. Yeah, damn. This was quite cool. This is kind of like it's not mochi ball exactly. I think they call it young tang yuan. Um, these were steaming hot, and then they place it into this shaved ice bed, and they just kind of like melt and sink into it, and then just cool it off. It looks crazy cool. Half of them are sesame, half of them are peanut. Speaking of which, I will go ahead and live try some mochi that I got. That is very similar. I have eaten some of these as you could see, but happy to have these again. Damn. They are, let me be careful here with my keyboard. They are incredibly soft and chewy. This one can see kind of very peanut butter flavor filling. Just good stuff, man. Oh, I had already discovered mochi before the trip here in some Asian stores. I'll get them every time I see them for a while. I think really good stuff. Now, Tangyuan, this one, I was really full personally when we got this. Was the end of the night. Did I? They were. I think if I was hungry, I would have really enjoyed them. But I was struggling here a bit. I put a high B. I put it high B because I put it low A actually. This one is in the Michelin Guide. High B or low A? I'll put high B. I'll put high B. I think if you're in which market was Linjiang, I think go for it to try. It looks crazy cool. The experience is pretty cool. The taste is okay. It's good. I could definitely see myself kind of craving and going for it, but it's not something I'll be dreaming about. Nope, not close. These I had right afterwards because I hadn't tried them in the trip and it was the last day in Taipei. Sesame ball and the taro fried stuff. These were these were C tier. These were not great. I think it was the stall. To be fair, I got a really random stall that looked pretty bad, but I wanted to try, and yeah, I got what I paid for, I suppose. Well, in the strip you can't say really that, but yeah, C rated. Juice, I won't rate now. Juice, I won't rate now. Um, this was Ma's Burger. This was actually the last meal in Taipei that we were in the plane. I was going to take the plane. This was 7 a.m. in the morning, and just as about the gate was going to open, I saw they had Moss Burger in the airport, and they were going to open at 7. And I had seen these all over Taipei, and it's like their McDonald, Japanese McDonald kind of, with seafood burger and rice bun. I was like, I really want to try it, but there's better stuff to try. In the airport, it was literally the only thing, and I had an empty stomach, so I was like, why not? Let's go for it. Um, eh, it was a good. No, I would definitely go for a McDonald's rather than this. Um, yeah, it's hard to rate this highly, to be fair. So I'll put low B. I'll put low B. If you're curious about Mossberger, try it, but it's not worth it. It's not. It's definitely not great. I wouldn't go for it again, ever, probably. Not that I've tried. Eva Air the meal. This unlike the first one. This was not the best of. I wasn't hungry because I had just eaten that burger, but this was like seafood pasta. It smelled kind of off. I tried a bit and yeesh, I was not having a. So yeah, C rated, but I'll definitely probably hide it like higher B in some cases. But yeah, great juice. Not gonna rate. This was arriving back to Singapore. What a meal. This is stop. I forgot about all these. Oh, this was so good. This was Yunnan, as you can see here. This is a Chinese spot from well Yunnan, and the first one opened outside of China or is in Changi, but they opened since a couple more in Singapore, and I don't think they have it in any other place than Singapore. This was incredible. This was so good. They have this custom made thing of chicken soup where it's just steamed. The chicken is just steamed. Um, this was pork trotters. Oh, the spice. This was a mess to eat with the gloves here, but oh, it was so good. All the cartilage was so juicy. The drink was jackfruit and avocado was incredible. This was a pudding, a rice pudding or something, the creamiest, softest pudding I've ever had. This was a kind of they give when you sit. It was pretty good, but nothing too crazy. Overall, was it S or SS? I think I would put it at S tier. I think I would put it at S tier, not SS tier, but definitely high S tier, man. Um, the the menu I took the picture is actually a video because it looked incredible, like a book that I would put in my living room. It was super nice looking, crazy good meal at what I think S rated is fair. Cool. Sour sop, not rated now. Guava, not rated now. Let's get back to Singapore for some laksa action. Oh no, this is not laksa. My bad. This was uh, cut curry, scissor cut curry. This is a guy. I think I have the picture of the guy here somewhere that I put. This is a guy that's just like he keeps just cutting everything that he puts in place. So he grabs a piece of meat, just like cut everything, and then just pass it over to a guy, and they just slap massive amount of sauce on top of everything. It looks disgusting as hell. It tasted great. It tasted amazing. It was so juicy, of course, and wow, this was really tasty. It was kind of weird, the place, and there was some aspects, some of the things that I chose here were not that great. I would put it a low A. I don't think I would put it S tier. It was really good. I would have it occasionally, but I think it was nicer to try, and I don't think it's something that I would have it on repeat. Um, Low A rated. And then we had Indian, Little India. So this was Mangola. I'll not rate the drink. Which is Mangola Caesar. Drink is a dessert. I'm not so sure. Butter chicken. This was not good, man. This was low B. Definitely better Indians out here in Amsterdam. This was a random spot that we had, and might have been unfortunate. Might have been the Little India average. I don't know. But yeah, we should have gotten better Rex for Little India and Singapore. I thought it would have been easy to find some good stuff there, but no, it is not. It is not. There's surprisingly a bunch more Chinese places in Little India, so that made things a bit harder. Drinks are not raid. We're in the finish line here, folks, after 1 hour and a half. Or 40. Um, as I say this, let's go for the live reaction. We're back to Singapore. Let's get a taste of it. I haven't tried these yet. Let's see how this goes. Ooh, smells very powerful. Very salty. Very. You can almost smell the umami of this thing. Oh, very salty, kind of spicy. After the fish skin kind of melts from within the thing. It looks like, yeah, fried fish skin. This is pretty crazy. Tastes eggy. Yeah, salted egg. But I kind of feel like the fish skin gets the taste of the egg. This is definitely better than the potato one. Quite nice. Very distinct. Look at this. Can see the fish shape. Oh my god, I bought it. This thing is so, the marketing is strong. They say like dangerously addictive. I think they're right. I think if you have access to these, you're gonna crave them because It's so powerful the taste. Oh, umami. Very nice. I'll rate them. This is the last one to be rated. Um, cool. Let's get back to it. Um, these things I spotted in the Zeleno in the market. It's so funny that these are exactly what you get in Brazil with the sweet peanut and the peanut cake, like paçoca. I was so shocked, mind blown that I thought these were really characteristically Brazilian, and you see the exact kind of like way, like the package and everything, so similar to Brazil. That was mind blown. Not nearly as good though. So I put these as low B rated. Oh, finally we. I don't know if I missed the picture from that, but Yakun Kaya toast. It might show up later down the line, I suppose. If not, I'll add. But we had multiple times Yakun breakfast once we were back. We were just above on the hotel, above one shop. Incredible stuff. Kaya balls, cheese balls, soft boiled eggs with the soy sauce, mixed with the kaya toast, which are not in this pic. With I'll add. This was SS tier. SS tier breakfast. I would have it so many times. Is it SS or S tier? Mm, I would put it S tier. I don't think it's mind blowing, but it's definitely something I would have it many, many times. A staple. This is some random candy we there was in a store that we were in that I tried that it was quite nice. It's apparently classic French. The woman was Senegalese but then lived in Paris for a while, and she made these at home. Apparently, my mother-in-law also makes them sometimes. I've never had it, and it was quite nice. It was quite nice. I'd say low B tier. Not something I'll be craving. I'm not a fan of like candy stuff like this, but it's chewy. It doesn't taste like it does taste like homemade, so that was quite nice. Then we had this Turkish meal at one of the top-rated Turkish, highly recommended restaurants in Singapore, Hagia Sophia. This was a treat, man. Like apart from the cheese bread, which was pretty disappointing, everything was so nice. It was really lekker. I never had this good of Turkish. This moussaka and kunefe, I think the name, with goat ice cream from Turkey and goat milk, and you pour everything on top. Oh man, these were everything here was really good. I would have to say also, hmm, is it S tier though? I don't think. I think this is high A tier, but not S tier. Recommended though. Now, tricky one. The durians. After my first durian experience, I figured I'd come back for more and try some different ones. I was thinking I may split this in because these are different kinds of durian and the taste is definitely changes. These were definitely better than the one I had that wasn't right from market. Still though, I don't I cannot really imagine loving durian, man. Like jackfruit is better and I'm not a fan of jackfruit, and they're just this is they cannot be a high ranked fruit. They're just fruit that's way nicer than this. It's definitely more complex and crazy, but you know, um, given it as annoying and smelly, and the smell really sticks to you, you have to use gloves on this, and yeah, the aftertaste is ridiculous. It tastes for hours on end, even brushing teeth. I have to put C on the durians. Maybe the best one, the Musang King, maybe would be low B. Feels like a stretch though. Feels like a stretch to give B to one of these boys. So there you have it. C. Um, Laksa. Wowzers. This is delicious stuff. Singapore. This is like the noodles are small. The the soup, the sauce, the soup. I don't know. The broth. Incredible, incredible stuff. It was more spicy than I can really handle. And slurping this, you get hit with spiciness in your throat, like first off. Kind of tricky. And yeah, very tasty, but also very spicy. I would definitely go for like some more. Is it A rated though? Yes, it's definitely better than the curry for sure. I would put high A rated. High A rated. Cool. Bananas, and these were arancini of mac and cheese. This was more of a Lola stop from the craziness. These were not that great. We just got from a random place next to the laksa place. They were not bad either. They were not bad either. I would put low B here. The arancini were better than the banana, but let's keep it simple. All right, frog porridge. This is some crazy stuff. Um, Wild experience, interesting taste from the frog porridge. The sauce is very nice. These fried dough things save the day because you could just dip it in the sauce, you just get the sauce. Frog though, it's soft, but it's so annoying to eat. It's full of bones. Rice porridge, I am not a fan at all. It's very bland. I would put these as B tier. The taste was quite distinct. The textures were quite distinct, so very unique stuff. Not super lekker. These were also Michelin guide. Somehow this was the most chaotic place in the trip, and yeah, I was surprised. And yeah, there's probably better frog porridge out there. Maybe, but maybe this was the most famous one. It's nice, but yeah, it's a bit of a hassle. If it was less of a hassle, might have been low A rated, but it is what it is. Muji snack ruby almond. This was B rated. It's definitely better than the C tier stuff, but I had higher expectations. Coffee from Yakun. I already had it. This is a sandwich from Yakun that is not worth it. I put B tier as well. It's a char siu. It was nice, but it's so small and yeah, not that lekker. This was a Chongbaru bakery. It's one of the bakeries that seem like they would have legit bakery level grade stuff. This one as well. Had to try it to benchmark how it compares to Amsterdam level stuff, and Amsterdam level stuff is definitely some grades better. But this was solid. This was solid. If I were living in Taipei, I would be happy to have these. Low A rating. Low A rating. All right. Um, I'm running out of time, so let's get going. So this was one of the best things in the trip. To be fair, this is in the jumbo seafood scallops around yum ring. I think that's what it's called. Holy shit, this was so good. Incredibly crispy outside, incredibly juicy inside. Sauce was like kind of sweet. Oh, this was a treat, man. This was so good. Then you have the chili crab, which is nice, but a bit of a mess, to be fair, um, and expensive. Um, It was really cool. I have to say it was an experience. It's you make a mess out of this whole thing. This was like tofu. This thing alone, I would split it because this thing was SS tier. This thing was godly. This thing worth is worth going to Jumbo for this alone. And you can have the crab after, so which is pretty cool. I would put the crab as low A rating because it is a bit of a hassle. The dessert is kind of like the thing I had just mentioned before, but less trippy, more fruity, pineapple, grapefruit, something. It was quite good. I was really happy to have that. But the scout, oof, this was a whole grade higher. Oh, I forgot to put, but there is the hot pot. I would put this after the picture. We had a hot pot in Beauty in the Pot in Changi Airport as going back out of Singapore back to Amsterdam. I would probably rate it at a low A. Experience wise, really cool. It also is a bit of a hassle. So I think like the chili crab, having to manage the hot pot and like not destroying expensive, nice ingredients in the process is a bit stressful. Um, Overall, it's really nice. This thing was a yuzu frozen thing after that. It was S tier probably, but I'll keep it together. I'll put it representing the hot pot here for now. Um, the meals coming back, KLM stuff. This was the best thing in the like best thing, the best airplane meal by a long shot. KLM coming back from Asia, goddamn, that was something. The breakfast was pretty good. This dish was quite good, and it was fairly spicy, which was surprising for airplane food. But the brownie was delicious. This was low A tier from KLM. Hell yeah. Pepero, this we had coming back. It is quite good. It was quite good. We will definitely look for these. I'll put low A tier. Pretty lekker. Garlic Pringles. Cheesy garlic Pringles. This is, yeah, this was not good. This was not that good. I would put the B tier. The garlic, the onion Pringle is nicer. Crunky Bits was quite good. Very crunchy and sweet. I would put a low A like the pepper. Golden fried chicken flavor Pringles. This was an interesting experience. Distinctively tastes like fried chicken, but it is not the best Pringles flavor out there, I'd say. I think I would put along with the. I'll just yeah, I'll put along with the other Pringles one. The fried chicken one is better, but they're about the same grade. This one just had as well. It's good, but it's not the best Kit Kat. But this is distinct enough. I rated it close. The B. Let me give you a space here because I'm running out of space. Give it another bump. The mochi. It's good. Mm, but I'd say also B. It's not incredible. This thing though, that I had the crunchy stick with chocolate. This was quite good. This was quite good. I will rank it along with the crunchy thing. The salted egg. Let's see it again. I'm already a bit tired of the taste. I don't even know if I'll finish this package, to be fair. I think it's addictive if you keep eating, but the aftertaste is kind of weird. Not to, I didn't take a picture of the egg one, but I rank it about as good. I also put low. I'll put low B actually. I definitely favor having Pringles than this. It's pretty cool though. So there you have it. I actually there are two things that I did. I realized that there isn't a picture that I was gonna eat here. Musca, like a um, grape candy and lychee candy. These I spotted in the supermarket and I felt intrigued and decided to try. They are super soft, like Haribo, but tasting like fruit. Um, mm, Very nice to break from the salted egg fish skin. Let me try mixing them, but I put the picture here, but I rank them high A tier. Mm. Like best gummy out there, probably, according to me. And there you have it. I will cut it off here for the drink, so I'll not go for it. It's a long ass video already. And yeah, let me know if you watched this far. You are definitely very curious about food stuff, and you probably have not much to do, or you're doing something else. I'm very flattered that you spend the time listening to me talking about all these things, and happy to chat. If you watch this long, I'll be happy to chat and answer questions. Let me know in comments. Things I missed. I'll definitely be going back to both these cities eventually. Yeah. Um, Catch you on the next one.